Hello. I suffer from obsessive compulsive disorder, which is an anxiety disorder in which people have unwanted and repeated thoughts, feelings, ideas, behaviors. In other words, my life is a systematic pattern. But yesterday, I experienced a flaw in my own system. I awoke in my lakeside home promptly at 6:45 a.m., as I do every morning. Before leaving my bedroom, I touched my doorknob 3 times. I have to. I need to. On my way downstairs, I made sure not to step on the second to last step. I never touch that step. I just can't. I made my usual breakfast of toast, scrambled eggs, and black coffee. I turned my iPad on, browsed the local news headlines. But today, something was missing. I couldn't put my finger on it. Did I forget something? A strange feeling lingered with me all the way out to my car, and on my way out the front door, I made sure to lock my door, unlock it, and lock it again. Driving to work, I couldn't help but feel like part of me was missing. What did I miss? How could I have possibly missed it? I hoped that the feeling would surpass while at work that day. It didn't. It stayed with me for 12 full hours. I left the office at around 6:45 p.m. to head back home. About 25 minutes into my commute, I stopped at the red traffic light at the intersection of Marbury and Westway. But as the light turned from red to green, I couldn't help but get that strange sensation again. The only other person near me was the man who was driving behind me. He blared his horn for me to get going, but instead of accelerating, I just rolled my window down and motioned for him to go around me. He did. I dreadfully sat there in my car, still stopped at that intersection. I don't like this. Something's not right. What am I missing here? I touched everything in my car, hoping that would spark my memory, but it all did nothing for me. My hands began to tremble as I slowly drove away. Driving home, I pulled my '74 Mustang into the garage. I always wash the car on weekdays, never weekends. I only ever wash the front of the car and the back, never the sides. No matter how dirty they get, I never wash the sides. Something else seemed to be missing from my daily routine as I washed. No, not again. First the news, then the intersection, and now this. Finishing up at the car, I jogged out to my backyard. Only jog, never walk, never run. Opening up the tool shed, I felt yet another thing missing from my pattern. I screamed, "This isn't right. This isn't right. This isn't right!" Stumbling out of the tool shed, I gazed out at my leg again. It always seemed to calm me when my anxiety got out of control, but tonight, all I wanted to do was sleep. I just needed to finish this day. The next morning, I awoke at 6:45 a.m., touched my doorknob 3 times, made sure not to step on the second to last step on my way to the kitchen. I prepared my toast, scrambled eggs, and black coffee, turned on my iPad, browsed the local news. It's still missing. I became aggravated. What can I possibly be missing? I felt nauseous. Hurrying out my door in a vicious rage, I locked it, unlocked it, and locked it again. I tend to get a lot of work done when I'm upset, strangely, so at least I felt some accomplishment when I left the office at 6:45 p.m. that night. I drove home fast. Very fast. What am I missing? I approached the red light at Marbury and Westway. Come on, think! Think! There was a man in the middle of the intersection crossing to make his way to the other side. Why can't I remember? His head spun as he noticed my Mustang coming for me at 85 miles per hour. watched him dive to one side. I swerved in that same direction. A loud clunk was heard as I crushed the man underneath my vehicle. Oh God. Jumping out of my car, I pondered on what to do. He lay there writhing in agony, making this horrendous guttural wail. Popping open the trunk, I lifted the screaming man and I heaved him in. Pulling my Mustang into the garage, I washed the blood off of the front and the back of my car. The sides were not necessary. Dragging the screaming man into my backyard, I opened up my tool shed. Inside were trash bags, cinder blocks, and a hacksaw. Dismembering the man, I was able to fit both him and a cinder block into the trash bag. Dropping him into the lake was all that I had left to do. That following morning, I awoke at 6:45 a.m., touched my doorknob 3 times before skipping the second to last step on my way downstairs. I ate my toast, scrambled eggs, and black coffee, turned my iPad on, browsed the local news. Top headline read, "Hit and run serial killer strikes again."